Santa Clara County and the South Bay have produced many success stories, but this is a pretty good one. A kid grows up in a modest house a few blocks from the Santa Clara University campus. The kid then uses baseball as his scholarship ticket to a Santa Clara diploma while becoming a college all-star, and then goes into real estate and construction en route to becoming one of the Bay Area's most prominent home builders. And then buys a major league team that unfurls a record-winning streak and turns into an Oscar-nominated movie. Yes, that all happened. It happened to Steve Schott, who as that young kid could not have imagined how much difference he would make to the landscape of the neighborhood he once traversed on foot and on bicycle. Schott spent his high school years at Bellarmine College Prep, where he was twice named an All-City pitcher. At Santa Clara, he was just as prolific, being picked Mercury News College Player of the Year and earning a spot on the Northern California All-Star team.
He was a tall, lanky, sidearm thrower, had a great fastball. He was just wild enough to keep you on your toes as a batter. At that time, Santa Clara played in the CIBA, which they said was the third best league in baseball, right behind the National League and the American League. And Steve drew all the best opponents.
Steve was a pitcher at Santa Clara, and as he told us all the time, he was really good. So there was no doubt that he was really proud of his attendance at these schools, and he took a tremendous amount of pride in the university and certainly Bellarmine.
Schott pondered a professional baseball career until a shoulder injury made the decision for him. So he funneled his competitive instincts into the housing industry. Within 20 years, he had grown Citation Homes into a Bay Area institution. The assets allowed Schott and partner Ken Hoffman to purchase the Oakland Athletics in 1996 when local owners were desperately needed. Schott poured money into the A's farm system and anointed a young executive as general manager to foment a winning revival, while always staying within a budget.
Steve really changed the way I looked at this job. I mean, I was a baseball guy when I came in, and when I leave, thanks to Steve, I think I left a good businessman. And he's the one who really, in some respect, he saved the franchise here, and he doesn't get enough credit for it.
The Athletics' climb back wasn't quick or easy, but using revolutionary new statistical metrics along with gut instincts, the A's front office eventually built a roster that won 3 division titles and made 4 straight playoff appearances. The A's also put together a record 20-game winning streak that seized the attention of both the Bay Area and Hollywood, which turned the Moneyball book into a film that portrayed Schott as a stylishly sympathetic yet stubborn owner.
We're not going to compete with these teams that have big budgets. We're going to work within the constraints that we have, and you're going to get out and do the best job that you can recruiting new players.
That scene actually never happened. I mean, I think it sort of represented, the challenges we have, not necessarily a conversation me and Steve would have. And I never saw Steve wear big furry sweaters like that anyways. It was, Steve never dressed like that. That would be inappropriate for him.
What else can I help you with?
Schott sold the A's in 2005 and began enjoying life at a more relaxed pace, but was drawn back to his favorite sport by his college alma mater. For many years, Santa Clara had been forced to use Buckshaw Stadium as both a baseball and soccer facility. The Broncos baseball team needed its own home. Schott, who along with his wife had donated money for campus buildings at both Bellarmine and Santa Clara, stepped up again. His lead gift provided more than half the cost of a brand new ballpark that was given the apt and proper name of Stephen Schott Stadium.
One of the great things about this job is you get to meet people like Steve Schott. Steve is just supportive. He really is supportive. He believes in this place. He believes in the university and the athletic program, and he's just a one in a million kind of a guy.
99.9% of the time, Steve was my boss. But there was a time where he was nothing more than a boss. In 2003, he had graciously allowed me to interview with the Boston Red Sox, and he didn't have to grant that permission. Temporarily, I accepted the position. And then overnight, I realized this was not what I wanted to do, and the first call I made was to Steve Schott. And he went from being an owner and a boss to actually speaking to me like a family member. I'll never forget that morning. Myself, my family are forever grateful, and I'm still here.
Steve Schott has traveled a long way from his childhood home that was located not so far from the arena where we sit tonight. But in some respects, his heart has never journeyed far from his roots. Thousands of South Bay high school and college students have benefited from his generosity and will continue to do so. As he enters the San Jose Sports Hall of Fame, Steve Schott is being recognized as a player, owner, and philanthropist in a complete game Hall of Fame performance.